I would like you to welcome with me to the stage a man who someday hopes to become a game show host, Dr. Craig Pohlman.
My name is Craig, and I'm here to talk about human memory. I'm a psychologist, but I also used to be a classroom teacher, so I just can't resist the urge to give you all a pop quiz. Here's a warm-up question, nice and easy. What's the capital of North Carolina? I would hope that most of you would get that one. So here's one just a tad more challenging. What is the capital of Kazakhstan? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone? Tell you what, I'll circle back to that question. Long-term memory, what is it? You can think of it as the filing cabinet in your brain. Information gets stored or filed, and sometime later it gets accessed or retrieved. It's also like mental hard drive. Data get uploaded and then downloaded later. Time was, long-term memory was extremely important in education, maybe the most important mental ability. Quick poll, how many of you memorized math facts as a kid? Spelling words? State capitals? Speaking of which, when I was in junior high school, I had a social studies teacher who made us memorize all of the US presidents in order, including key details of their administrations. I remember about 2% of all that now. Things have changed in education. Long-term memory is less important than it used to be, and it's getting less important all the time. Why? We're living in the information age in an on-demand world. Quick poll. How many of you reached for your phones when I asked the Kazakhstan question? How many wanted to? As devices have become more portable, databases richer, search tools more sophisticated, interfaces more seamless, we have basically become cyborgs. And it seems kind of pointless to have kids memorize math facts and spelling words and state capitals. So, there's been a change in education, from memory to understanding. I've seen this professionally, and I've also seen this as a dad. Charlotte Public Schools use a math curriculum that is way different from how I learned math a few decades ago. Old school math was calculate, calculate, calculate. New school math is explain, explain, explain. One look at my son's homework, and I knew it wasn't just about getting the right answer anymore. It was about explaining how you got your answer in about 7 different ways. So really, should we even bother to ask kids to memorize anything anymore, given how much information is going to be at their fingertips, literally? How much data they'll be able to access with a voice command? They're going to have Google and Bing and Siri and dictionary apps and online atlases and calculators, all in the palm of their hand, just about anywhere they want to go. I, for one, don't think we should give up on memorization. I think it still has its place, and here's why. Good memorization involves understanding too, and good memorization strategies put a premium on understanding, on getting it. I'm going to give you an example. There's a technique called the format shift, and I coach students with this all the time. What you basically do is take some information and then you change it. You convert it into a different format. Now, the initial format could be something like details in a paragraph. And what you do is take all that information and then shift it around. You think about it in a different way. You put it into a different format. And that other format could be in any number of things. It could be a compare-contrast table. It could be a cluster diagram. It could be another type of diagram. Shifting the format makes you really think about the information. It forces you to understand it. And as a bonus, it embeds it in long-term memory. Quick poll, how many of you memorized math facts using flashcards? Right. I say boo to flashcards. I prefer a multiplication grid. A parent or teacher would conceal some of the numbers with some chips, and then the student has to figure out the numbers that are underneath the chips. Now, there are clues, the numbers around the chips, and that reinforces the notion that multiplication is a system, not just a set of random facts. This promotes the understanding of multiplication. I think spelling should be all about etymology. Rather than just memorizing where the letters go, students need to break words apart into their component parts and then research word origins. When it's so easy to look a word up or have spell check do it for you, why not learn a word story instead? Teachers need to be really selective about what they ask students to memorize. They need to coach strategies that intertwine memory with understanding. and our tests need to assess both understanding and recall. So let's get back to the capital of Kazakhstan. The answer, of course, is Astana. This is my Alex Trebek moment. Now, if you needed to commit that fact to memory, you could write it on a flashcard and cram, boo, or you could read up on the fact that a notorious Stalin-era gulag was once near Astana, or that the capital was moved there as recently as 1997, and that move is still controversial because the city is isolated in the Kazakh steppe and has brutal winters. Now, all that just might be worth remembering.